He does such a great job.
Totally different. Totally different.
But you don't see young guys like what Trey Lance did, or specifically Dak Prescott come in and go on that kind of win streak.
But here's what I'm gonna tell you. Dak Prescott went from wire to wire. Wire to wire.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, he didn't.
He went from wire to wire. What do you mean? He started at the beginning of the season to the end.
I hear you.
That's wire to wire.
That's why. You're talking about this.
So eventually, what did Jerry then say to their good friend, Tony Romo? Yeah, but lady Tony, why don't you just sit tight a little bit? Let you go.
Okay, so in the locker room at Pittsburgh that year, is about 2/3 of the way through. Tony Romo walked in the locker room after the game, after they won at Pittsburgh.
And realized the writing's on the wall.
And Tony Romo conceded. He told Steven to throw his side and said, I'm done, man.
Yeah.
It's his team.
But my point on the Brock Purdy thing is, I believe Brock Purdy in this system with Kyle Shanahan there could be the same guy that we saw. But what if he's not? That's the only thing I say, because the book is out on your defensive player. You know, Richard Sherman. When you get the book, I ain't talking about 7 games. I'm talking about 7 games that I now have to study your butt in the offseason.
Hold on.
That's what I'm trying to do.
It's not the book on the player that matters in this situation. It's the book on Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan is the puppet master of this Brock Purdy offense. Brock Purdy has yet to start a game and finish a game and lose. He has one side of him. Every game he started, you're not listening. I'm listening, but I want to make this point. Every game he started and finished, he has won. In the playoffs, against good teams, against some great teams, he's going to continue that. He is tailor-made for this offense. He has a little bit of flair in him. He got a little Mahomes in his little son, just a little.
We'll see.
He's got things that are intangible that work really well with Coach Shanahan does. And to his point, you talk about pulling greatness out of players. You talk about what he couldn't pull out of Trey Lance. Well, he couldn't keep him on the field long enough to put him in the ground. So what he's pulling out of Brock Purdy needs to be applauded. You brought history relevant and making him look like a franchise quarterback for 7
But
games.
Keyshawn is saying, better be careful.
Oh, there's
because if you are going down the right path because he's wrong, if Brock Purdy is wrong, then the two geniuses are going to look like the two biggest fools ever.
So let me
right?
let's check this out.
Let's look at it. When Dak came in, Dak won all those games early on. Won all those games early on. Now, you go back to Tony Romo. Now, any mistake Tony Romo makes, the team is like, what did we do? Because that other quarterback was winning. Once you go to Brock Purdy and he wins all those games,
you can't go back.
Go to Trey Lance, that move Trey out the way. You can't go back to Trey Lance after he had done what you just talked about. Every game he started, he had won. How do you explain to everybody else on that team?
That's Wade Phillips.
So Trey Lance now has to go so we can focus on what he.
They explained it early in the offseason. If you remember, Kyle Shanahan said if Brock Purdy was healthy, he'd certainly be our starter. They had already cemented that as him being the starter in the upcoming season.
Early wins.
He earned it.
I understand.
Don't have that.
I understand.
So we can stop with all this seeding of Trey.
Well, look, he's got to stay healthy, number one.
No doubt.
Okay, the dude obviously has some talent. Else they wouldn't have given up
But
ones and getting.
he only started 1 year in college.
No, and you're not letting me finish though, playmaker.
This is like my wife, man. It's like I want to say we're saying the same thing, baby.
We're saying the same thing, baby.
But you have to deal with him covering him in Dallas.
Quiet in Dallas.
We may be saying the same thing, but we getting there different. Okay? I want you to really take a step back and think about what I'm saying. When you play 7 games is great in the middle of the year. You go on a historic run, wins. Okay, them dudes with the gray hair, with the dancer on their shoulders, the defensive coordinators that sit up all night trying to figure out how to stop you. They got the book now. And you say to me, well, the book really is Kyle Shanahan. What is Kyle Shanahan doing? He's running the same things with him. He's doing his strengths. Okay, well, the things that Brock Purdy can do from a strength standpoint. So now, you look at that as a defensive coordinator, it's the same thing. They're 3-by-1, they're doing this, they're doing that. Nothing changes. That book is now there for those defensive coordinators to make those adjustments. All I'm saying is let's not act as though Brock Purdy is fit to take the San Francisco 49ers on a ride that we ain't never seen before.
Hey, one
There you
second.
go.
One second.
Hey, they had a book after week 1. They knew after 2 weeks. They didn't.
You know that's not true. You know that's not true.
They're going to study it all off season.
Thank
But
you.
they're going to get better. But
They are acting like we are acting. That would make sense for a receiver, for a running back, for a scheme, for like, hey, this dude is just playing the game. He's
I love
doing
it.
the drift. We don't hit it off outside zone.
And what Sir is saying is this guy, and what makes him so dangerous is he plays the whole system.
Okay.
Now, we can focus in on Trey Lance when you specialize him within the system. But when
There
you're
you go.
playing the whole system, that's why we value. This is
We'll be here together all
the one
year long.
issue.
Yeah, I know.
The one issue we have in the NFL, there are 2 types of talent. There's talent shoulders down, and we always evaluate that and love to look at it and say, oh my God, look at the ceiling. But there's also talent shoulders up that we gotta make sure we start paying more attention to. And Brock Purdy talent shoulders up is unbelievable. It's just what it is.
If you look at Kansas City right now, if they had a shot at Trey Lance, and for whatever reason they said we want to just add him to our stockpile, to our repertoire, then I think it goes to Clark Hunt, the owner. He's going to call Patrick Mahomes and just say, hey, this is no big deal. But the truth is, the more I've thought about Clark Hunt calling Patrick, he didn't even have to call him because nobody's even going to doubt it. This is Dak, who shares one thing with Mike McCarthy right now. They're connected as the play caller and the quarterback, but they also share the hot seat. I don't care what you say. Jerry is looking at both of them right now saying, let's show me a little bit and maybe a whole lot more this year. Because you better, right?
I like that, and I like that part. I don't
Kansas City is trying to sign Carson Wentz, mind you.
All right, we're both on the hot seat. I'm okay with that. I do mind if Dak believes you behind my back with Jerry doing something, because that doubts our year this year, and I don't want it, and it ain't gonna douse the year this year because we got somewhere to go. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. He is going to get 4 years because after we win the Super Bowl this year, you think we're gonna cut a Super Bowl champion and you're gonna get another 3 years in that new money. Then we can move around.
I think they wait 4 years if they win the Super Bowl.
If they win the Super Bowl lottery, you might
We're going to revisit this topic a little later in the show, but up next is...
You know, Undisputed is now actually watchable because Skip Bayless don't talk much. You actually are seeing football guys talking about football and actually having a real discussion. Not the Shady McCoy is ass, because he don't pass the eye test. You literally see a master class right here, and then you see kindergarten when you see Shady. That's the difference right there. It's just funny to me how no matter what happens, you know, we got Dak Prescott on the hot seat. So let me say hypothetically, let's say this year does not go well. You think the Cowboys are going to get rid of Dak Prescott at the end of this year? Take the big dead money hit and say we're going to turn this over to Trey Lance? I don't think so. And the fact that we're sitting here talking about a team where you had Mike McCarthy lose his quarterback, still be in playoff contention his first year, which fortunately we didn't make the playoffs because we got Micah Parsons because we were not a playoff team. Then follows it up with 12-5, something we had not done since we won Super Bowls. And I know people will say, you know, the Cowboys have only won 4 playoff games in the last 29 years. Well, guess what? You've won 2 of those with Dak Prescott in the 6 years that he's been here. I'm sorry, 7 years. And 4 of the 7 years, you've been in the playoffs. So this is the most successful period we've had in the last 29 years. And you have to look at this team as going up. And so now you're saying it's time to blow it up? Come on, people. Let's be real here. This is just, we want to have something great to talk about, okay? And it's only Dak Prescott. I wonder, had Buffalo been successful with Josh Allen trying to get Trey Lance, had Baltimore been successful with Lamar Jackson on getting this, the Cowboys were just the one that got the deal done, would we still have the same conversation? Would we? I don't think we would. It's just because We the boys. Remember that. Peace.